Well, hello. So this weekend we're doing an overnighter in the Central Otago High Country. It wasn't the weekend we had planned due to all the recent wind and rain, but anyway, we're making do. There's a few of us wanting to get out and about. So we're starting off here, we're heading up through the Danseys Pass. It's a great shortcut for some of us, leaving from Timaru, and we drop down into the Maniatoto. So pressing on through Naseby, then on to Ranfurly, we make our way to the beginning of the Serpentine Road, which takes us into the Serpentine Reserve. Lots of old gold mining history in this area, and I do apologise for all the wind noise in some of the recordings. Couldn't get away from the high winds. I've tried to hide some of it as much as possible, but anyway, let's get on with the trip. So this is Graham and Cameron's G-Wagon, Logan in the Prado, we've got Brendan in another Prado, another Brendan in a Wrangler, Eric in a GQ, myself in a GQ, and of course Lockie in the Zook. So pressing on here, this is the Serpentine Road. It's called a road. It's a pretty rugged track in some places, but yeah, awesome bit of country, some challenging spots.
No problems. Piece of cake. We're right, we don't hardly touched any water. I had a mate, he'd never been in here before, and he went barreling on into one of those holes, and yeah, he got wet things. Changed a bit now.
This particular spot had a rather large hole. It was undercut by a stream and probably 1.5 metres deep. Lockie found it the hard way the first time round, so then we spotted everyone through, and everyone got through. Piece of cake. So we made it to the old Serpentine church without any hassles. The church was opened in July 1873 at the cost of £100, and it was the highest church by altitude in New Zealand at the time. And then in its later years it served as a residence. But it's good to see it still standing these days, along with a lot of other older buildings in the area. Got a bit of history to them. It's great that they're still about. So leaving the church and heading out on the track south, which does eventually join up with the remainder of the Serpentine Road. Some parts of the track are a bit stickier than the other, but they had to be tried and tested. Getting the mud washed off. Which is not bad because it's not too much further and we're actually out of this track. Mighty G-Wagon. Dodgy characters in that thing. So once we were off the Serpentine Road, we popped down to Lake Onslow for a quick look and then turned around and headed back to Ranfurly, which is where we were going to stay the night. And this is part of the trip back through to Ranfurly. Some great views, nice bit of countryside with all the rock formations, and here we are looking back down over into the Maniatoto, looking north as we make our way for Ranfurly. Nearly got myself a Christmas lunch. We're in Ranfurly topping up with diesel. Also happened to be on the scales. Let's have a look. There you are. That's with me on the scales as well. The wee shorty with a wee bit of camping gear. Not a lot. Chubby. So Ranfurly campground. Put on some nice tidy clean wee cabins. Got myself some breakfast. Combined breakfast and lunch for the day ahead. And we are heading up to Mount Buster. So a 15-20 minute drive from Ranfurly sees you turn off onto the Mount Buster Road. Once off the shingle and onto the Oteake Reserve, you start climbing, and it is quite a climb to the top with great views along the way. We stopped by the Buster diggings for a quick look. This is in a historic gold mining site dating back to 1863, where they extracted alluvial gold using hydraulic sluicing, which left it in the state it is. But it's actually a bloody shame to see everyone's been in here roaring around digging it up with their vehicles and that. Going back to the first time we came in here, probably 10 or 11 years ago, it actually had a locked gate. Anyway, it's out of my control, but it's a bit of a shame. So leaving the Buster diggings, we carry across along the top for a short bit, and then we drop down into the river valley, which takes us to Tailings Hut, where we do stop for a quick look. Quick stop, Tailings Hut, for those that haven't seen it, for a wee look. It's actually sheltered down in here from the wind. Awesome wee spot. So leaving Tailings Hut, there's a bit of a climb and another descent down into a river crossing, where there is another large climb which takes you up across the top, heading for the Ida Railway Hut. So here we are for our lunch break at the Ida Railway Hut. So part of this hut is an old railway station moved in from the Ida Valley. This happened in 1976, and in 2013 when the Department of Conservation opened up the Oteake Reserve, they renovated it, and to this day it's still pretty tidy. That's the Wire Yards hut, just making our way across the top from the Ida railway hut. We'll soon be dropping in over the other side. Very windy up here at the moment. We're getting buffeted around quite a bit. Looking down over the Maniatoto here, it's quite a spectacular view. I'm not going outside because it's blowing a gale. Boys are heading down the hill there. We're going to drop down onto the bottom there to the Home Hills Run road. So coming down off the Hawkton Range and leaving the Oteake Reserve, we head for the Manahurakia River, bit of a mouthful, and along this we are looking to go over the Marama Saddle, back through Marama and home. So today we're going to do the High Saddle, which has quite a few river crossings along the way, and we will be stopping at several huts for a quick look. Here we are at the top of the Marama Saddle, about to head down the other side, and with an awesome view out over the hydro lakes. Just like that, we're back down on the flat. That brings us to the end of a couple of days wheeling the Central Otago High Country. No dramas were had, all in the hands of great company, just earing up here for the trip home. What an awesome weekend. Please like and subscribe so you can join us again on a future trip. Thanks for watching.